This is the Other 23 Hours podcast. We're here to bring awareness to and reduce the stigma of addiction through an open dialogue about recovery. Join us this week and every week for new episodes and content.
All right.
Okay, so we came up with this idea of talking about gratitude in our personal recovery for this short.
Yes. What would we like to say about it?
Well, I like to think that it's like a really important and helpful kind of tool. So I think this came about because we went to this show last night at a coffee shop, and on our way out, there was a table with a local recovery center, and they had these little gratitude lists on the table that they were giving out, and I grabbed a couple, and they ended up giving me a whole booklet of them, but we took some time to fill out our gratitude list of 10 things that we are grateful for.
This morning, yeah.
Yeah, right before we did this.
We did it in 60 seconds.
We set a timer.
I had to keep us on schedule.
Yeah.
But, so maybe we'll take each, since we're doing a short, we'll take each 60 seconds and talk about maybe either some of the things that we put on our list or some of the ways that gratitude functions every day for us.
Sure.
Do you want me to go first? You want to go first?
You can go ahead.
Okay.
If you have some ideas.
Well, it's off the cuff, of course, but let's see. Things I put on my list. Well, the most surprising thing that I put on my list is safe spaces.
What do you mean by safe spaces?
Right. I think what I mean is that all of the areas that I inhabit and I connect and communicate in right now in my life, I feel safe in them. So, like,
Nice.
my house, I don't feel like someone's going to intrude. In conversations, I don't feel like someone's going to take over and just try to manipulate me, you know?
Right, kind of steamroll you.
Yeah, and connecting to, like, resources or other people, I don't feel like I'm going to get swindled or that someone's going to come take everything, you know?
Now, do you think that this is something that this is because you've honed your particular skill in vetting people that you connect with and resources? Or why do you think that is the case right now?
This is a great question. We could probably do a whole podcast on it because I've been trying to figure out, like, why is safety important? And like the feeling of safety specifically, because sometimes you can be in unsafe situations and feel safe, or the opposite, you can be in safe situations and feel unsafe. So there's that, and then also I'm not sure if like there's a set of skills that you could like develop to create safety or create a sense of safety, or if you know, like if you're with like the hippie, new agey community, then they're going to say something like, well, your vibration's so high, you're not attracting negative things, or something like that. I don't know what's real and not, but I'm thankful for them. I feel a little bit lucky. Now, there is a book out there that's it's all about creating your own luck. And that might be a way to kind of address this in some sense, because we don't have to we have gratitude for these things, but we also feel so maybe lucky to have them. But in that luck, what parts of the luck are we creating ourselves,
Right.
So anyways, I guess you should go now.
Okay. Well, I guess for me, so one of the reasons that this is important for me is that I have a tendency to kind of get bogged down in the details of life that I don't like as much. Like, if I feel like my job is feeling rather monotonous, then it's easy for me to get into a rut where I get to thinking, like, before I go into work every day, like, shit, this is just going to be the same thing that I did yesterday and the day before. This is going to be boring, and this is going to suck. So if I keep things in the perspective of gratitude and come at things from a perspective of gratitude, then it can help keep me in a different mind frame and keep me looking a little more on the positive side of things, which is, really important. Definitely for me to keep me out of that kind of headspace. So this idea of like focusing daily on things that I'm grateful for is a really good exercise to remind me, especially that like there are a lot of good things that I have in my life.
Do you find that when you remind yourself that you're able to then do you find yourself sharing some of those things with people, or does it just make you more open for whatever the day has to offer? Like, is it a conversation starter, or is it literally like a perspective shifter?
Well, it can be, like, it has been both.
Sure.
It's not, it's more of a perspective shifter for me than, like, a conversation starter, because I'm not really the type to, I guess, go up to someone and be like, you know what I'm grateful for? Let me tell you.
But why not?
Though there are times where I'm like, man, I'm so glad that we have coffee or something.
Yeah.
It's just as a conversation starter.
Yeah.
Because it's either something that I'm genuinely, feeling a sense of gratitude towards, or because I don't have anything better to start a conversation with at the moment. It seems just as good as anything else.
That's real.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it can be either, but that perspective shift I think is more important for me, because it's not terribly difficult to find topics of conversations with people.
You don't seem to have a problem with that.
No. Not really.
Well, what else do we want to say, if anything, just to close? Maybe try making a list, folks.
Yeah, so, like, I don't know, if you find yourself in a funk, or, maybe if you're not even in a funk, but, like, feel like, kind of stuck in a rut or something, then maybe trying to make a gratitude list, as cheesy as it may seem, could be something that helps give you that perspective shift and get into a better frame of mind.
I want to say here also that the gratitude list doesn't have to be about positive things. Like, sometimes I am grateful for the challenges because of the things I'm learning from them, and it helps me put those challenges in perspective.
Yeah,
like
challenges can be good too.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard because if you are having a lot of challenges, of course you're going to be like, F all of this. And
this
why
is
me?
Yeah.
But, a more like empowered perspective is to say that all of these things are making me stronger, and that, like I hear a lot of people say, like, I'm going to use the G word. God gave me what I can handle, basically,
Oh, right.
But like the idea that there is some sort of magic out there that is tuning into you and only giving you the things that are going to make you grow and evolve and that you can handle.
Right. Well, I think the idea that there's like a reason behind going through whatever difficult spot you might be going through can help deal with it too.
Yeah.
Because then it's always like, all right, well, as long as I get through this, there's something on the other side of it.
That's a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
It's a way to cope.
Yeah, it is.
It's a positive way of coping too.
I think so.
I mean, we know plenty of negative coping.
I think anyone who's listening to this probably has plenty of negative coping skills.
Right, yeah. So this is a positive one.
There you go.
All right, well,
Gratitude.
I think this is it. Thanks for listening.
All right. We'll catch you all next time.
The other 23 hours is used for entertainment, informational, and educational purposes only. We are not medical professionals. None of this information should be used to treat or diagnose any illnesses. We are not legal experts and do not offer legal advice. Please consult your local physician or lawyer for your own unique situation.